Get ready for the wildest battles in nature, from deadly snakes striking unsuspecting prey to colossal predators testing their limits. Every moment is raw, intense, and jaw-dropping. Don't blink because the fight for survival is about to begin. In this painful scene, we see a boa constrictor with a black rabbit inside a closed space. It appears the rabbit was placed there as food for the snake. At first, the boa does not attack and makes no move toward it. The rabbit begins to feel safe, believing nothing will happen. But what it doesn't know is that the snake is studying its prey, carefully planning the perfect strike. Time passes, and suddenly, the boa lunges, grips the rabbit, and coils tightly around it. Now, the swallowing process is about to begin. Take a quick look with me at this funny scene. A snake tried to attack a frog, but the table suddenly turned on it. The frog ended up being the one trying to eat the snake. But unfortunately, my friend the frog, your small body can't even manage to swallow the snake's head. This is one of the strangest scenes you might see this year. Someone found a snake swallowing another snake. But that's not the whole story. The first snake was actually in the middle of swallowing a frog when it was attacked by another snake of its own kind. The situation continues like this even as a third snake appears nearby, watching but refusing to interfere in this absurd fight. The two keep trying to swallow each other, locked in a desperate struggle until they finally realize the truth. The attacking snake begins to surrender and spits the other one out. And here, we clearly see the poor frog. Its bones crushed and its skin torn. Even now, it hasn't been fully swallowed because the snake is exhausted from the chaos it got itself into. A brutal chain of instincts where survival leaves no room for mercy. In this dynamic scene, we see a very hungry snake trying to catch a frog that is bigger than itself. It keeps chasing it, attempting to trap it between its jaws. The frog jumps quickly, avoiding the snake again and again, but at one moment, the snake finally grabs it. Now the jumps that once saved the frog can no longer help. In the end, the snake realizes it cannot swallow the frog. It is simply too large. The bite turns out to be useless, bringing no benefit at all. Late at night, on a quiet street, this poor cat hears a strange sound coming from a sewer hole. The street is empty, and curiosity slowly pulls her closer. She approaches carefully, trying to understand what is happening below. Gently, she lowers her head into the dark opening, and suddenly, in a terrifying instant, a snake strikes from underneath. It grabs the cat and immediately begins to constrict. The snake coils tightly around her head, squeezing harder and harder, cutting off her movement. The cat struggles at first, trying to pull back, but the grip is relentless. The scene grows more intense as her movement slow down. The struggle continues until she loses all her strength and can no longer resist. At that moment, the snake completes what it had planned from the beginning. It wraps more of its body around her and slowly drags her down into the darkness below, and there, out of sight, the swallowing will begin, while the silent street remains unaware of what just happened. At a zoo filled with all kinds of reptiles, a snake sneaked into the Komodo dragon's enclosure. This was the moment that sealed its fate. The dragon immediately caught the snake between its massive jaws and began devouring it. Everyone watching the scene in reality was stunned. The snake was still moving slightly, desperately wriggling its body, hoping to escape, but it was too late. Within just a few seconds, the dragon had it completely in its grip. The snake's struggle became futile, and in no time, it turned into a light meal. A perfect snack for the mighty Komodo dragon, enjoyed in a spectacular moment of raw predatory power. In this amazing scene, we get a close look at one of nature's most fascinating behaviors, as an eastern rat snake takes on the real challenge of swallowing a whole chicken egg. The snake begins by opening its jaws as wide as possible. Almost impossible feat given the small size of its head compared to the egg. With incredible flexibility, the muscles in its mouth and neck start to stretch, gradually enveloping the egg. At this moment, you can clearly see the snake's skin expand, with gaps appearing between its scales. Now the snake uses strong undulating motions in its neck to push the egg inward, moving past the head and beginning to settle it into the esophagus. As the egg fully settles inside, a large bulge forms, altering the shape of its body while the snake slowly readjusts its jaws back to their normal position after this strenuous effort. On a sunny day at a farm in Queensland, Australia, Ginger the dairy cow spots a tiny snake on the ground. Without a second thought, she grabs it in her mouth and starts munching away, completely unaware that this isn't a usual snack. Her stunned owner, Janet Buchanan, can only watch as the cow devours the scaly little creature like it's just a piece of spaghetti. The snake seems to have already passed away, making the encounter harmless, but the sheer size difference makes this spectacle utterly fascinating. In the heart of the wilderness, a black mamba slithers silently through the underbrush. Its piercing gaze falls on a rat lying helplessly on the ground. The snake pauses for a moment, head lifting slightly as it turns toward its prey, studying it carefully. Without hesitation, it strikes, quickly overpowering the rat. Within seconds, it begins the slow, methodical process of swallowing, jaws stretching with terrifying precision. Then, with fluid motion, the snake drags the rat between the branches of a nearby tree, coiling around it as it disappears into the foliage. A stark display of the predator's raw power in the wild. In the wilds of South Africa, a massive python was basking lazily under the scorching sun, enjoying the warmth on its scales. The snake remained calm, motionless, simply soaking in the sunlight. But soon, a leopard appeared on the scene, prowling and searching for trouble. At first, neither wanted conflict. The python didn't make a move, and even the leopard paused, seemingly hesitant to engage. Curiosity, however, got the better of the predator. The leopard crept closer, testing the python with cautious swipes and threatening movements. The snake, wise and experienced, tried to avoid trouble, slowly coiling back and shifting its body to create distance, giving every sign of wanting to stay out of harm's way. But the leopard was relentless, determined to initiate a confrontation. Then, in a stunning moment of raw power, the predator lunged, grasping the python firmly by its head. The snake was pulled along as the leopard moved with unstoppable force, dragging it through the grass, under trees, and across the uneven terrain. For a tense stretch of time, it seemed as if the snake might not escape. Yet, with skill and sheer determination, the python managed to wriggle free, breaking the leopard's hold. Thinking fast, it didn't linger. It slithered straight into a nearby waterhole, submerging itself completely. Safe at last, the python vanished beneath the rippling surface, leaving the leopard stunned on the riverbank, no closer to its prey than before. This breathtaking encounter revealed the fragile balance between predator and prey, and the astonishing resilience of the python in the wild. In this scene, a dog was bitten by a snake and quickly injected with venom. The snake slithered away immediately. At first, the dog trembled, unsure of what was happening, and fell to the ground, struggling for its last breaths. Luckily, a veterinarian arrived and began helping the dog, stabilizing it and treating the bite. And that's the untamed reality of the wild. No mercy, no second chances, only instinct and survival. Today's battles remind us that in nature, every move matters, and the line between hunter and hunted can change in a heartbeat.